Hello, everyone, and welcome to Clair Astrology. I'm Clair, and on this channel, you will hear topics on spirituality and astrology to help you evolve. Today is the 12th and final video in my series called Discover Your Life Purpose Through Astrology. So, in today's video, you will learn what it means to have your North Node in the 12th house and the 12th sign, Pisces. Let's begin. Before we go through the description for the house and sign, I want to make sure you understand what the life purpose point is and how to recognize it in your chart. Whenever we talk about the lunar nodes in astrology, we are referring to two mathematical points that are calculated where the moon crosses the ecliptic. The north node represents our dharma or life purpose, and the south node represents our karma or where we are moving away from. As you can see here, the symbol for the north node looks like a horseshoe, and the symbol for the south node looks like that same horseshoe turned upside down. Now that you have a visual and definition for the north node life purpose point, we can proceed. On this next slide, we have the wheel of houses, and this shows us what area of life the 12th house represents. Here we see the words spirituality, meditation, the unconscious, and hidden material. This is the house of mysticism. It's where we take time to develop our spirituality and detach from the outer world. When we consider the 12th house, the final house in the wheel, it's important to recognize all that came before this area of life, which brought us to this point. We have thus far identified ourselves, or at least come to an egoic understanding of who we are as personalities. We have learned through our relationships, our careers, our duties and responsibilities, and ultimately, our roles in society. Now it's time we step into a new realm, one not seen with our physical eyes. It's time to retreat into the nothingness and find peace in it. Here we still our minds, quiet our thoughts, enter a meditative trance, and gain access to our subconscious. We do this not through thinking or trying, but simply through calming ourselves down, creating space, and allowing what has been there all along to surface. The 12th house is where we meditate, where we go within, where we access unconscious material and simply surrender to what shows up. This is not because we seek answers, but rather because we want a connection to something greater than ourselves. We feel inclined to devote ourselves to something higher, something omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. If you have your North Node in the 12th house, you are seeking a deeper level of spirituality than you have ever known before. And you require solitude to do so. You need enough regular alone time to connect with and immerse yourself in the energy of your spirit. You are mastering the art of surrender and non-attachment. And in doing so, you find greater peace and experience less anxiety and worry. There is a trust that's building in you, a trust in the unknown, a trust that things are always working out exactly as they should be. You are starting to see the perfection in the unfolding world of circumstances and events around you. Yet, if you have trouble surrendering your concerns, or you can't stop worrying about something, a good quote to recite is, "God's in charge, not me." And you can change out the word God for any title that suits you. But just allow these words to remind you that you don't have to figure everything out alone. You don't have to have all the answers. All you really need is strong faith and a willingness to trust. Now let's discuss the words hidden material. The 12th house is known for things hidden, meaning secrets we keep from ourselves or secrets that are being kept from us by others. Thus, it is important to do a little investigating if you have planets in the 12th house or your North Node is there, because you may find that you have been keeping information from others for reasons of fear or self-protection. If you believe there is some invisible force that's holding you back and affecting your life from behind the scenes, aka from your unconscious, you may benefit from psychotherapy, hypnosis, or past life regressions. It is certainly important to understand the message of any planet in the 12th house, because if we deny or repress it, it can keep us from living our best lives. It can also draw to us circumstances that force us to face the feelings we've been repressing or the emotions we've been denying. So it is always best to initiate growth through our own free will than to have it be thrust upon us unexpectedly. This is why, if you have planets or the North Node in the 12th house, you want to be very honest with yourself about the secrets, known or unknown, that may be affecting your life. Before we move on and talk about the North Node in Pisces, I want to suggest an idea that is relevant to both the 12th house and Pisces. There may be a lot of value in the sentence I am about to say, and that is, it could be quite possible that your purpose is to have no purpose. Because by the time you get to the last sign of the zodiac and the last house in the wheel, you are no longer seeking anything. You are content with simply being. As we move on to discuss the North Node in Pisces, I want to reemphasize this idea that the purpose of life is to have no purpose. My goal in saying this was to get you to start thinking about what you would be thinking about if you were not striving to get anywhere or to be anything. Because Pisces energy is ultimately happiest when immersed in the experience of being, not thinking, not doing, just being. Being present and being content with what is. This is why Pisces makes some of the best meditation teachers. They are naturally attuned to higher states of consciousness and can help others reach these elevated states within themselves. Pisces have heightened sensitivities to psychic stimuli and often report having illuminating, transcendent, otherworldly experiences. In fact, their sole evolutionary goal in this lifetime is to experience oneness, transcendence, and enlightenment. If you have your North Node in Pisces, the skills you are learning to acquire are quieting your mind, trusting in the unknown, honoring your psychic sensitivities, cultivating faith in the universe, and allowing yourself to surrender to a higher power. Meditation is an excellent practice to help you cultivate these skills. Having a North Node in Pisces means you are developing your sixth sense, your inner knowing, and that you are practicing using it in your daily life. Your sixth sense is a divine knowing that transcends all logical understanding. It helps you detach from the logical mind and demonstrates how answers can be discovered without effort and without thought. You may benefit from books on meditation, intuition, and developing your psychic abilities if you have your North Node in Pisces. You are definitely on a spiritual quest in this lifetime, and one that requires conscious alone time, solitude, and space for you to devote yourself to spiritual practice. You do not need to be as concerned with material wealth, social status, worldly success, or what others think of you, because you are here simply to get to know your higher self, the part of you that's connected with spirit, and to develop a relationship that you can keep coming back to for guidance and comfort again and again. You can achieve this relationship through time spent alone or time spent in meditation. Meditation is practically synonymous with the word Pisces and with the 12th house. This is because meditation is one of the simplest ways to quiet your mind and connect with the divine. But it's not the only way. You could go on a spiritual retreat, practice mindful yoga, learn new spiritual rituals, get lost in creative works, or use prayer and affirmations. The goal with all of these methods is to come to a state of inner stillness, to be able to hear, sense, or see information that's coming to you from your intuition. One of the main goals with having your North Node in Pisces is to detach from everything you think you know and allow a greater power to infuse your mind with what you really need to know. You don't need to be time-bound, structured, living on rigid routines and tight schedules, or controlled by your endless to-do list and an overly active mind. What you need is to slow down, create more space, breathe, and trust. When examining the North Node in Pisces, we also have to consider the South Node in Virgo, because Virgo shows us the skills you've come in with, but that you don't need to focus on anymore. They've already been developed in you. You've earned an A at being a Virgo, so to speak. So now you need to master its polarity sign, Pisces. What you're moving away from is this pressing need for logical data, practical proof, reality based ideas, and other rational reasonings that make you feel safe. What you're moving towards is trusting your sixth sense, your gut, your imagination, and your intuitive faculties to make decisions. Then, if you go out into the world, directed by your higher power instead of your ego, you'll make a fine artist, musician, creative writer, meditation teacher, spiritual guru, life coach, religious leader, or any other role that allows you to use your intuition to employ behaviors that create positive changes in the world. Sound simple? Sound boring? That may be a sign that you need more meditation time. What you will receive from doing all this inner reflection and spiritual work is greater empathy, greater understanding, and greater compassion. You'll cultivate the ability to share deep, profound spiritual insights and help other people achieve their own mystical experiences. And on that note, there's another keyword to embrace with the North Node in Pisces, and that is mysticism. If you are a mystic, you are someone who seeks the divine in everything, and you never stop seeking oneness with God. You are open to spiritual guidance in its myriad forms. You have great reverence and love for spirituality, whether it comes through religion or a simple meditation practice. Mysticism is one of those words you want to keep coming back to remind yourself what you stand for, what you are seeking, and what you are allowing to direct the course of your life. In summary, if you have your North Node in Pisces, you are learning the art of surrender. You are cultivating trust in a higher power, and you're developing faith in the universe to take care of you. You are enhancing your intuition, using your active imagination, and expressing empathy for others. The best advice if you have your North Node in Pisces is to let go of the need for control and never stop devoting yourself to your chosen spiritual practice. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the North Node in the 12th house and the North Node in Pisces. If you have, feel free to leave a thumbs up or subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.